your name?
That's
Jeff Blackwell. I'm the building inspector.
Oh, okay.
Building inspector.
Yep.
I'd like to call the Litchfield zoning board of adjustment meeting to order today on December 19th, 2022 at 7 p.m. We'll start with a roll call.
John Burnell, member.
Laura Gandia, member.
Al Gilbo, member.
Jeff Blackwell, building inspector.
So we have 3 members that are present, so any application, you can continue it till you have a full 5-board member. With 3, you need to have all 3 of us vote in favor of your application. All right, so with that, I'm gonna call the first case. It's case number 1219-2022-1, a variance from LZO Article 310 to construct within the 50-foot building setback from the right-of-way in the residential district. Name of applicant is Leslie Tuthill. Location of property is 1 Gibson Drive, Litchfield, New Hampshire, map 10, lot 172. Again, as I mentioned, we only have 3 members. Would you like to continue it till we have 5, or move forward knowing that you have to get 3 out of the 3 to be successful?
I'd like to move forward.
Okay, all right, then just state your name and address.
Okay, my name is Leslie Tuthill. My address is 1 Gibson Drive in Litchfield, New Hampshire.
If you want to just begin your presentation.
Sure. Actually, if we could bring back that map that you had before, the aerial map, and if you don't mind, can I stand and move around?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so what we're proposing is to put an addition that will extend from, currently there is a bump out, and it will extend from the bump out about 32 feet by 12, and then we're gonna have an 8-foot mudroom with a 24 wide by 32 foot long garage. Now, we do understand that with the garage, it will be in the variance, which my understanding is it's a 50-foot variance from the edge of the road into my property. Just a general measure, I've been trying to get a surveyor, haven't had any luck to find them, or find one that is available to come and do a plot plan, or even just a general survey. General measuring from the edge in, it looks like it's gonna be about 4 to 6 feet, maybe 8 maximum into that variance. And what I'm referencing also are these 2 trees. So I have a maple tree that is, the base of the maple is 25 feet exactly to the edge of the road. And then from the base of that maple over to my oak tree, it's 31 feet 9 inches. So it's going to be, basically the addition's going to come out to approximately about here. Right? The reason why we're looking to do the addition is, 1, it's currently a 3-bedroom home. We recently have a family member that is going to be living with us, and we need more room. So what we wanted to do was combine 2 of the bedrooms into 1 and put that additional bedroom out on the back, which would be the master bedroom with a bathroom and a walk-in closet. We currently have no garage, and we would like to have space to be able to cover our vehicles, especially in the snow, because our idea when we purchased the house was that it could potentially be our age-in home. And if we are getting older, shoveling snow isn't fun, so that's why we're looking for a garage to put into the property.
Okay, one quick question before you get into the 5 points.
Yep.
Jeff, it's 50 foot from the property line.
From the property line,
So-
correct, not from the.
Right, so John, if you
pavement.
could go back to
So-
the picture, so is it?
So that's accurate.
So what we have
I
here?
did, right,
Okay.
I did that.
Okay, so from the edge of the property to the
Correct.
garage, it's 36 feet.
Correct.
And they should be 50 feet back. Okay,
It should be what?
50 feet.
It-
So
it
they're
needs-
encroaching about 14 feet into the
Right.
setback.
Okay, so the other part, while we're talking about this, the reason why the proposed drawing, or the reason why we've proposed this type of addition, is the fact that directly out the back, so about where you see the 10-172, is our septic system. So we can't go out back without a lot of additional expense of redesigning and putting in a new septic system. If we go forward, we're still going to be encroaching. So we could technically, we have approximately 16 feet on the side of the house where we could do an addition and then put the garage in the front, but we're still going to have an issue with the garage encroaching on the front part, or the Gibson side of the lot line. So the way that the house is placed, or has been placed on the lot, doesn't allow for us to expand without falling into asking for a variance.
Okay. If you just want to go through the 5 points, please.
Okay, can you bring that up for me, please? Okay, so, we believe that this proposed addition will not negatively impact or impede the neighborhood to view their properties, nor will it impede the exiting from Gibson Road onto Pinecrest. It won't interfere with viewing the road, so there won't be any issues as far as traffic, so it won't disrupt the traffic exiting or entering Pinecrest from onto Gibson, or Gibson onto Pinecrest. The proposed addition to the existing structure of property will not negatively affect the neighbor's property view or street traffic. We feel that while the placement will move our property closer to the road, it's not going to be close enough where it will cause or impede any traffic flow or viewing, or even potential safety. Granting the variance will not harm any abutting neighbors' rights to fairly use their properties, nor will it impede the safety of the street traffic involving traveling on the right-of-ways. And then number 4, as far as values of surrounding properties are not diminished, the proposed addition to the existing structure of property will not interfere with the neighboring properties, and the addition will update the current 1976 structure, thereby keeping surrounding property values at current or better rates. Also bringing the home itself up to code. And then for A, the proposed addition will not interfere with any neighboring properties and keep similar surrounding properties aesthetics. So our main objective with this addition was to make sure that we would be able to get the space that we needed or wanted, as well as making sure that the neighborhood stayed within its current aesthetics and didn't bring anything that made it look like a sore thumb, basically. Right. And then B would be the location of the current structure as is located or sits on the property limits or restricts being able to meet established setback requirements. The proposed addition will be similar in structure as other houses located within the vicinity, and as such to prevent looking awkward and out of place.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Al?
I'm good. Can I see Jeff's setback?
There was other,
Copies?
there
in
is,
there?
yeah, there's 2 more copies in there.
Do you want a copy?
I have right here. Thank you. Jeff, was Pinecrest always in the position it was in? That house was built when Pinecrest was existing, right? I would assume in 76 Pinecrest was there.
Right, I would have, yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there was any change in the road that would have caused the house to be out of, closer to the road than everything. I assume not, so.
No, I mean, it's set off, when you look at it, it doesn't show it as well right there because of the way they do that drawing. I mean, the house, it's hard to tell, but on the left side, it's already tucked to that left side.
Yeah, it's
So
tight.
even if the garage had been put on if the driveway had been put on the other side, you're still not gonna fit a garage over there.
Right,
So it was intentionally tucked to the left,
okay.
from what I can see, so.
And what is that existing bump out that's there already in the back?
What is the size? Or,
Yeah, like, what is it used as?
well, we use it as a general room. He has his office there.
Okay.
It's-
So it's living space?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that will be converted
into a kitchen.
into a kitchen. And it's a small ranch, so it's, what,
24 by 42.
by 42. And where you enter through the side, you go through almost like a galley kitchen, which is like very small and stuff like that. And rather than try and do anything with the front of the house where the current kitchen is, that bump out is, I think it's like 12 by 15. Perfect size for a kitchen. And so what we would do is just come off of that through the plans as you see. And that would go into the master suite and/or go into where you can get into the garage.
Additionally, we did consider the option of going up. However, as I said, we were looking to age in place, so we'd like to keep it on one level if we can.
So you do have, space to add it in the front, because you have 87 feet from the property line to the house. So you could reconfigure it and rework the house and put it in the front.
Put what in the front?
Part
we
of,
could-
you could add on in the front, no?
There is a problem with that.
Sure.
Okay, so we are looking for a larger than 24 by 24 garage because we need it for storage space as well. So right now, the configuration is 24 wide by 32 deep. If we move it to the front, we would, we only have about 16 feet approximately coming over here. And then if we did another 16 for 32, we put it in the middle of the house. So we cut off the view in the front of the house. And we also cut, to some degree, we cut off the entrance because we have a front door entry there. So even if we made it 24 wide, we're still cutting halfway into that space, and we're still limiting the access to the front door.
And the other portion of it is when you're going down, up and down Pinecrest and you do the side roads, that would look so out of place
It would.
to the existing neighborhood as to
'Cause
be
you have a
almost.
huge, you have a huge bank of wall right here, and here it's broken up. I don't know if you have, do you have our drawings?
Yeah, I did,
So this, yep, and then this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
but
There should be 11 by 17 on there, which I think has the elevations.
So if I can,
Okay, yeah. Oh, so you got a full size.
excuse me for a minute. This is the proposed drawing of what the house would look like on all the sides. So this is the side that the road, you would see from the road. This is where so
You see how?
So the current right here is the existing currents right here, this is the addition, and then the garage area with the mudroom. This would be the backside, so you see this coming from Pinecrest, heading onto Charles Bancroft. So this is the backside. Again, this would be the kitchen, which is the existing structure as it is today, and then the addition with the garage and mudroom over here. This is the front of our house, so this is what I'm saying. So if this is 8 feet and this is like another 8 feet, that's 16 basically, approximately. And then if we do another 16, we're cutting into here. And this
could
is
you
our
flip
entry
that 90?
Yeah, I wish I could.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Can you right click in that space?
So then this is the full back. So if you were in our back lot looking this way, this is what the back of the house would look
I'd
like.
have to
the garage is
install a
gonna
nice
come
PDF view,
exit.
I don't have
No,
that.
Believe
so
me,
we
I
have a back, these are two doors.
Huh?
out
I
here,
tried
and a
spinning it.
garage door.
Okay.
This is the
I
idea
put it on,
being
then
so
that-
that we can take our riding lawnmower and ride through if we have to.
Gotcha.
If anyone, or if we decide to kind of put on a fence at some
No,
point
it's
in
just doing it
time
in the
or something
browser,
like
so I
that.
thought we were gonna.
Okay, great, thank you.
I'll have to install one next time.
Do you want to see these?
I got it right here though, thank you.
leave it on that page.
So the fifth criteria, which is the hardest one for folks to meet, basically says you have to demonstrate why your property is unique and why the 50-foot setback shouldn't apply to your property. So could you elaborate on that? So we need to know what are the unique features of your lot, not the house, of
the lot
your lot,
itself?
that make it unique
Okay.
in order to satisfy that criteria.
Okay, so one of the, I'm sorry, can you bring the plot plan back up?
The block plan?
Or the plan with the, yeah, either one. Or the color, yes. So as you can see in this picture, our property, why I think this property is unique is it's definitely more long than it is wide. So it does take and limit the fact that if you put a structure onto this property, if they had, if the house had been put perpendicular to the road, I wouldn't have a problem and we wouldn't be here today. But because they didn't place it that way, the reason why my property is unique is that I'm very limited on my space and the width of my lot plan. My length, I have plenty of length, but my width is what limits me. The other unique part of my plan too, or my lot, is my lot slopes. So I have sloping from the left-hand corner. I have sloping that comes from here and then kind of gradually goes out to the road. And I have sloping that comes from here and goes gradually out to the road. Even as my house as it sits now, there is sloping that goes down to the road. So I'm also limited in the fact of how I can place things on my property. Because this is definite, right here is a bank. And if I take that down, I'm actually going into my neighbor's property line, and it's a factor. I'm limited because I'm also sided by unique because I'm also sided by 2 roads. So I'm, for lack of a better word, I'm whammied on 2 sides. And that's basically what I would say would make it unique.
Do you have any wetlands on the property or anything?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
And your septic, you said, is located,
My septic is in this area here.
and then,
And, the other thing too is, another reason why coming out in front of the house would be limited for us is my water line runs right here.
and then I'm looking at this right here.
Yes.
What is, this at the top?
That's all part of the septic design.
A septic design, okay.
Came from, yeah.
Okay.
So the variance is for 15 feet, maximum 15 feet, right?
Yes, according to that, yep. And Jeff, do we know where the, edge of pavement is on that by any chance? Like how many additional feet that is? So I know we have the property line, but then
Yeah, it's 12,
Another-
it's 12 feet.
12 feet
Yep, to the
from the
pavement.
property line to the edge of the pavement.
So it would be that 30, so really it would be the 35 plus 12
Yeah.
feet to the edge of the property, right?
No, what? No.
Yeah, so she has 35 feet to the corner of the lot right there,
Right.
and then you add
That
12
would be
feet?
another,
12
right,
feet
and
to
then
the
you have
road edge.
another, 12.
Okay,
Yeah, would be almost 50 feet from the pavement.
Right.
And another reason that we put it in this particular way and had it designed in this way is because we've lived there for 8 years and we've gone up and down Pinecrest. And there's a lot of properties as you go down from where we are heading towards Bancroft, where you can see the houses are in and stuff. It doesn't look out of place or,
Yeah, they made, a couple of the houses made they made it just within the 50 feet, and they still look like how it would be for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
For us anyways.
so really it'd be 47 feet from the edge of pavement.
yeah.
Yes.
Any other questions from the board?
Nope.
No? We're gonna open up to the public. Is there anybody in favor of the application that would like to speak? Come on up. You're just gonna need to speak into one of the microphones at that table.
I'll get up.
Just state your name and address, please.
My name is Zachary Fowler. I live at 1 High Plain Avenue. I'm in a butter. And I have no objection to the project.
And where are you, One High Plain, where would that be?
It's across Pinecrest.
Oh, so you would be right there?
Yeah, so I,
You would be seeing our house the most.
Okay. Okay. The board have any questions for this gentleman?
Nope.
All right. Is there anybody who would like to speak in opposition? There's no opposition. Anybody have any questions? And there is nobody with questions. So I'm gonna make a motion. We're ready to close public input.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
All right, so we can go into our deliberations. Any thoughts, concerns?
I'm in favor, so you already know that anyway,
I'm in favor.
and we know where you stand, so.
So what about the uniqueness?
I think the uniqueness of the lot being on 2 sides, one side they're set way back, and House is kinda not set too good on the lot.
I think the applicant laid it out nicely, right? She's the same situation we've had in other past cases where we have a house situated where it was situated. Either way they do it, there's no options because they would encroach either side. I think they've taken a lot of painstaking to kind of design it so that it blends in really nicely with the neighborhood. And as she also stated, if you drive up and down that edge of, that side of Pinecrest, there's a lot of houses that, in my opinion, actually encroach on the setback. Maybe they are 50 feet off, but they do appear to be closer to the road than most. I think they're where they should be. And again, I think it's gonna be a good uptick for that neighborhood and obviously for them to be that, sort of their longtime home. And I think that's important for a town and a board like us to consider.
What do you think about the uniqueness? Because you know that I struggle with this being unique.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, the corner lot, I mean, again, I have a difficult time just because it's a corner lot saying that
Yeah.
that's unique. And sometimes people just can't build additions on their house because that's just the way it is.
Yep.
That's unfortunate, but that's what, the land and the lot and how it's
So
set out.
I have a hard time with and I know what the rule is, Jeff. The 12 foot or 12.5 foot setback off the edge of pavement. But, really, I mean, the way I'm looking at the encroachment on this myself is that it's really 47 feet from the edge of the road. But it's still within the setback of 12.5 feet, not really 8. But I mean, I've seen houses in this town that are a whole lot closer
Right, and
than
I think,
47 feet.
and as Laura said before, just because it's okay in one place, it's not okay here, but still, I
Yeah.
think that, I actually think, probably off for a different topic, but we need to kind of look at this problem, because I think it's gonna become more and more of a problem. We have a lot of small homes that are sort of starter homes and builder homes, that kind of grow off of, that are in the same situation, and maybe we need to go back to the planning board and say, it's time maybe to think about that. These kind of lots are unique because the way these builders put these houses on these lots, they don't give them a whole lot of options. In this day and age, a house without a garage is not a house that sells or typically people want, right? So I think if you want to stay in the fabric of those neighborhoods, the garage makes sense. Again, I don't know if we can do that, but again, back to this case, I'm in favor of going forward with the variant for the reasons that were stated. I think it is unique. It is, again, they put a lot of care into positioning it and putting on just what they need, not more than they need. She laid out what the requirements were and why they're doing it. That 12 feet off the edge of the road into the property line always sets me off. It's like, that's still, I'm paying taxes on that too,
Yeah.
So it really should be a factor in the decision, but.
And I would agree if that's what the zoning said. The zoning is clear that it's 50 feet from the property line, not from the.
No, I've read it, I got it, what you're saying, but.
I don't know. There's some uniqueness that she mentioned.
You always wonder why the house was situated the way it was and it's not facing Pinecrest.
I think probably because Pinecrest is such a busy road. Like if I was the developer building that, I would rather see it go on Gibson as on a side road than
For the
Pinecrest.
driveway.
I mean, I wouldn't want to. Pinecrest I think would be more dangerous to.
Yeah, if you go to the east side, a lot of the driveways are into Pinecrest, where on this side, they're all
Right.
off the side roads, right? So there was probably a decision being made when they laid this road out, this edge of the east side of the road out, but,
Well, probably built before the 50-foot setback from the
Yeah.
right of
well,
way.
that's why I was asking the question. I don't know what it was in 76, and I'm curious if I'm assuming it changed. I'm pretty confident it probably did change in the
I think it'd
80s.
be maybe 40. I don't think it'd be less than 40 from a public right of way.
Well, how do you measure there's been debate about how that right of way is always measured, and so I always say it's off the center, but,
No, for the property line, for when
oh.
a lot faces a right of way.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't think it'd be any less than 40, just for
Yeah.
the safety of it.
Yeah.
30, I'd be hard pressed to think, but it could have been.
I'd have to go back. I don't know.
I would think of it in terms of, they would have turned the house the other way. If they knew they were gonna be limited at the time. to 50 from one side, 20 from the other. I mean, if you're gonna try to build a house and you lose 70 feet of your frontage.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So as opposed, like she said, if you turn it in the other direction. Now your driveway's on Pinecrest, which is not desirable, as desirable for the town, so it does take the traffic off of that road.
Right.
But
Yeah, we really can't, I mean,
trying to guess at what, right.
what's going on in their heads in
I would
76.
think a driveway on Pinecrest would be dangerous, to be
No,
honest with
it
you.
would be
Now,
Well,
we had a new house that was built
right
right
next to us.
behind us,
Right.
and they have it on the driveway on Pinecrest, but it works for them because of the way the road comes around like this, so you have full sight of that driveway. But when you come into where our property is, you're coming over the backside of a curve. Now, if our driveway were there, as someone's coming around that curve, that driveway would come up very sudden. And then, of course, it would make it difficult for us to look to the left and see, that you got a clear view. Now, when we first bought the property, all along that road, I don't know how many of you remember it, but that was all trees going right through there. And when you were at the end of Gibson, and you were looking left, and you couldn't see left. And I don't know how many times when we went and tried to pull out, and all of a sudden the car's coming.
So all those trees are gone now.
Yeah, and so it would, to me, it would be more dangerous to have that driveway on Pinecrest.
John, can you go to the aerial map, if you wouldn't mind?
This one?
No, we closed public input. Just go down so we can see Gibson Drive a little bit more. See if you just, pull it over. There we go. So, here's another thought. So when cars are coming to the end of Gibson Drive to turn, right, one of our concerns that we should be thinking about is that garage in addition gonna block somebody's view?
No, it isn't.
No.
No, it isn't.
If you look at the other, if you look at the other, picture with all the measurements on it, you'll see that, that house is really 47 feet with the addition off of the edge of the curb. Anyone coming down there would be able to see right around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know where the stop line
Yeah.
was for Gibson Drive. Jeff, do you know?
Well, it's gotta be
What's
12
that?
feet off the
Stop,
property line.
where would
anyway.
the stop line be?
Your stop line's gonna be up in here somewhere.
Yeah,
If you can move.
May I make a comment?
oh, yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
way up
your
here.
stop line's in
So-
here, right here somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got plenty of line of sight there.
If
anything,
you
that
were-
would
if you were to,
obstruct the hole.
Can you scroll, down, please?
I mean, further
So we
up.
can see the driveway? I'm sorry, further up. So if you, I think that might be a trailer and a truck right there in the driveway, right?
Correct.
So your driveway's gonna pull straight into your garage that you're building?
Yes.
So this,
Be over a little bit more.
It's gonna be, well, so where you pull in is still gonna remain the same. Where the truck is, it's gonna come out a little bit to get into the garage.
Yeah, the entryway to the driveway is gonna stay the same, but as we get to where the garage goes,
Gonna wing
we're
out.
just gonna widen that side so we can drive straight in.
okay.
So those power lines
Yes.
going across?
Yeah.
So again,
Another uniqueness.
as I mentioned before, there's a maple tree here, and it's 25, well, I measured from the edge of the road, it's 25 feet in. The power lines go by it, they don't touch the tree. And what we would be doing is we would be building right about here. That's where I foresee that the building would come out to, if you wanted a visual.
Of course, that's not to scale when she.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Correct.
could you scroll to the back of the house, if you wouldn't mind? See what that- So they have all that land
I
over
have
there?
all that land, yes, but my septic
that's where the
sits right
septic
in the
is.
middle
Right
of,
here somewhere.
no, up a little bit. My septic sits right here. And then I have my water lines that go right out that way. If my septic was out here, I'd have plenty of room and we wouldn't be
Yeah.
having this conversation, but my septic doesn't, it sits right there.
All right, anything else?
I'm good.
So they would be looking for an encroachment of
15 feet.
15 feet into the 50-foot front setback.
No, I think it was 12 feet.
It's a total of 15.
It's 15 total.
It'd be a total of 15.
Jeff, I have 15
Right.
according to this.
32.
Yes?
Yes, yep.
Okay, I thought you said
Yeah.
12 feet.
No,
I
that's,
must have
Oh,
misunderstood.
no,
that's
that's
from the
no.
property line to the road is 12 feet.
correct.
That's where you get the.
And we want to
12
make
feet.
sure that these numbers are right, because if you're out there and you need a greater encroachment, then you have to come back and see us. And most people don't like coming to
Oh,
see us.
no, I just
Oh, you're
misunderstood.
such lovely people.
We try.
I misunderstood something, that's all.
All right, any,
So I think if we're gonna do this, then it should be to that plan.
well, this plan isn't to scale,
Obviously,
so.
yeah, this is not to scale, but we should not encroach more than.
Right, yeah, I think once you say the 15, they can't encroach more than.
Okay.
All right, so I am going to make a motion to grant the applicant's request for a variance from LZO. Oh, actually, I'm gonna hold off. Do we wanna go through the 5 criteria? Are we good with what she said? Yes, are you good with
I'm good with
her
it.
responses? John, you
I
good
am.
with the responses? All right, so that would be part of our decision, is her responses that were made, in addition to the additional testimony for criteria number 5. Right?
Absolutely.
With that, I will make a motion to grant the applicant's request for a variance from LZO Article 310 to encroach 15 feet into the 50-foot front building setback for the construction of a garage and
Mudroom.
Bedroom addition.
mudroom,
Yep.
bedroom addition. So
I'll
garage,
second.
bedroom addition. All
I'll,
those,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just saw that.
You want
Yep.
a copy?
No, I'll be all set, thank you.
So this, on the front,
Clearly should have pride in your.
yeah. I think on that corner, I think that's gonna look real good, yeah. And then from the back here, we have double doors that come out, so I can drive my tractor.
You spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, so, but anyways, I just wanted to give you an idea, yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you came, thanks.
I know from my side of the road that it says in my plot plan that I'm not supposed to have road access onto Pinecrest. When they subdivided originally.
Probably, right.
Yeah,
And it could have been based on something like site distance for, right,
yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know that entire development on my side of Pinecrest said that.
Yeah, and I don't know, I thought it was the lower portion of Pinecrest that you couldn't go from the side. But then the newer houses on the end, they had it there, but
Yeah, after us, everybody.
I knew that
wants
once
it.
you got above Albuquerque going towards Londonderry, all the houses were on the side, so I was confused, it's like, I don't know, I hope they just accept it.
Different times when they were being developed, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a newer.
Happy holidays.
All right. Other business, for as, I forgot whose term expires. I know I've mentioned that to folks before. I'll send out an email. So I think, Al, if your term expired, you are on for, right, another,
No, I think I'm good.
you're good to extend?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. How many years is that for you now?
I think I'm almost 14 or 15.
Serious?
Yeah. Too long.
Do you have anything for us, Jeff?
Trying to become the mayor of town.
Run for board.
Meeting minutes.
Yes, is Michelle doing the meeting minutes?
No. I can't think of his name now.
Matt doing it?
Yes,
So Matt's doing it based on video.
yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
yes.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So Matt
So-
Lepore is doing our meeting minutes?
No.
No.
Matt Sullivan.
Matt
Oh,
Sullivan.
Matt Sullivan.
He's the gentleman that does most of the minutes for most of the other boards.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know I got a email from our new town administrator saying that they're gonna be putting it on the website differently now, the meeting
Matt's
minutes?
doing, it's Matt and I working on that, so
Okay.
he's aware of the changes.
Because I think we have a lot of minutes that we haven't approved,
That's correct.
and a lot of minutes that I don't think people have looked at, and I think our minutes
So,
need a little bit
okay.
of help.
So if I flag those and forward them by
That'd be,
email
that'd be great.
to the board?
And then the board.
I would
Absolutely.
ask you just to post them in the next meeting agenda in the portal.
Right,
Post them all
that's-
there for review.
Right.
But all the
And then
ones,
moving forward, I'll always carry
Right,
the minutes in onto the
biggest
portal.
challenge we have, the way Michelle did them was based on Word, and they should get imported, and I think I have a copy of all the ones that are missing, maybe? Potentially.
okay.
So I should get them moved in so that Matt can look at them anyway and have them put in the same place. And I'll get them converted for you so you can post them as one big thing. So next meeting, we can approve them all, I guess. at one
Okay.
point.
But I think it's important to look at them too, because in the past, when I've looked at them, I have made
Yeah.
significant changes, so I
Yeah.
think,
Is there any reason why we're not doing it for the meeting, like this meeting, not reviewing last meeting?
well, Michelle, are they done for our last meeting? I don't know.
Yeah, she sent an email.
I know
I
she
don't-
was
I-
still willing to work on them, so I don't know if that was still happening, that was not. a
No, she
decision.
was. Matt just took over, I think, last month. He probably did last meeting,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know if he did or not.
So,
Actually, I can tell.
because I know we're bound by the 5 days to have them, a draft copy made available to the public
Correct.
too.
yes,
And the way Matt does them is he watermarks them as draft. So when they get
Okay.
publicly posted, they're marked as draft. And when we approve them, or when a committee or body approves them, he makes any, whatever changes that need to be changed, but then he removes the watermark.
Perfect.
That's legal.
Yeah, whatever assistance you could do for that, that'd be great, because I know those are
Well-
in need of some work.
yes,
Good, thank you.
yes.
Anything else? All right, do we have anything potential on the agenda for January?
Yes, right now would be one case for, special exception for temporary impact on the wetlands.
Okay.
Another,
Eversource? Can't wait.
yes. It's approximately 60 abutters.
Oh, wow, okay. And I will need to go to the Planning and Conservation Commission for input, as well as you.
Correct.
Okay,
So, yeah.
all right, well, that's gonna wrap up another year for
Absolutely.
us.
Yep.
So, thank you all for your hard work, and Jeff, you've been a welcome addition this year, so we appreciate,
you.
all of your help and guidance and assistance.
We'll keep making it better.
I think that's it, so Merry Christmas to everyone, Happy New Year. And
Merry
with
Christmas.
that, I
Merry
will
Christmas.
make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so we are adjourned at 7:39.